Hello, welcome to Sadia. As we have promised that we will start analyzing the 2025 question paper, which was conducted in June. So now I am going to directly so for the question number one, based on the question paper set, depending on that respective question paper set, the question is asked about the Maslow theory. According to Maslow theory, which need in the hierarchy must be met first before needs higher up become the focus of the concern. So that means they are asking indirectly the different hierarchy, the which is first comes before going to higher needs, which is the first priority, basic things, which is the need in the hierarchy of needs, which is the first one they are asking. Okay, so definitely there is a first one is a physiological needs. So you know very well that is the physiological needs. So this is a very basic question and you need to be understand. Okay, next time moving into the next question. So here that is quite a typical question here. According to Goddard in 1910, the study on resident of Vineland facility. So he conducted a study on intelligence and also he classified different categories of people. Like first category is idiots, and another one is imbeciles, and feeble-minded, and mild mental retardations. According to this, is category whoever comes under the age 3 to 7 years. So there is a IQ category. He classified 26 to 50 IQs. Okay, so whoever comes on this category, they are comes under imbeciles. So imbeciles is one category, though this is kind of a little bit you need to more on focus on the work on IQ intelligence related area. Okay, so some of the typical questions generally asked in this net exam. So work on that, various people, those who worked on the classification of IQs, like some of the people worked on various intelligence earlier works. Okay, so this is you can see that the one question. So we will move into the next question. So here the questions related to DNA, like biological basis of behavior, proteins that bind to DNA and influence the extent to which genes are expressed are called. So they want to ask here the proteins which bind to DNA and influence the extent to which genes are expressed. So gene expressions. So we know that DNA is very important in expression of genes. So particularly there is a specifical within the DNA there is a proteins. So which generally bind to our expressions of genes, because genes are very basic factors which the human being can be decided. That is the core that identification, core for the identification. So DNA identification. Here the which one is the right answer? Here transcription factor, that is the transcription, that entire process is called transcription factor. Okay, so transcription factor, you just look into the Google also, you can go for details and transcription factor. Since I am just going to here, that is the right answer, because it is the protein, the one, the which factor decides gene expressions. Okay, so I hope you understand. So here is the transcription factor. Answer number 1 is correct. Okay, so it is very important, you need to work on this what is the meaning of transcription factor, some other options also. So even by reading transcription factor you will get an idea about the objective of the question, why they asked. Okay, so next we are moving to the further. So next question. So here you can see which among the following component belong to psychological well-being. So they are asking you what is the meaning of psychological well-being. If you understand the psychological well-being, the concept of psychological well-being, you can easily. So okay, so now I'm going to question number 4. So question is like that, which among the following components belong to psychological well-being? The meaning of psychological well-being is that the person who live in well-being, the concept is that he must be have physically and mentally, psychologically, all respect of like health, good health also needed. So you must be have certain characteristic of when we are talking about the psychological well-being. So option A saying that sense of self. Obviously, the person who is good psychological well-being, the characteristics, he must be have good sense of self. That means self-awareness. And safety and security. Now I am going to pause safety and security because I have to compare other options also. Then I coming to the safety and security, whether it is match here or not. So because they are asking most appropriate, so we have to find here most appropriate one. So the third C section is a sense of purpose. So sense of purpose means that the person who have a good psychological well-being, he must have sense of purpose, direction. Like if you don't have if he doesn't have a sense of purpose, then he is not considered as a good psychological well-being. And independence. So here independence is also there. Independence, you must be independence in all respect. So here, so independence means he must be, he should not be restricted. He must be have freedom to live good life, optimized life. So this is the very matching things. Like you can match here, sense of self is more appropriate, sense of purpose and independence is more matching here. That means A, C, D. So A, C, D is the fourth option is the right answer. And you can say now safety and security. Safety and security is also very important. Compared to that, this is more matching here. I am not saying that safety and security, that is the very basic things here. So but here compared to that, the more matching here, that option 4. Okay, so that's what we need to understand. So next we are moving into the question number 5. So here we are looking into the match the following question. So first you look into the area of what are the major in the category of the least one. So first we will look into the social persuasion, physiological arousal, mastery experiences and vicarious experiences. So we will match with the vicarious experiences, means seeing other people. Like seeing means like the vicarious learning also. Vicarious means observation here. So here D2 is matching here, because simply we can say that vicarious experience here matching with the D2. So D2 option is comes under 2, option 2. Social persuasion is like A4, encouragement, information, feedback, useful guidance from a trusted source. So they generally it is force actually. So we are in the group activity. What is the meaning of social persuasion? We are also pursued by someone. When we are in the group activity, society, we are all motivated by, like source of motivation here. Persuasion means. So A4 and B3, obviously sense of anxiety and forbidding. So when we are feeling some physiological arousal, so sense of anxiety is there. So immediately we can say B3 is the one, the things. And C1, so already you know that fast success and failure in similar situation as perceived by the individual. So these are the things you can say that the right answer for this here. The answer is matching here. 2-1 answer. 2 is the right answer. Okay, so 2 is the right answer. So next we are moving into the question number 6. What are some applications of personality assessment? So you know that very well, the assessment of personal, certain objectives are there. Why we are conducting personality assessment? Obviously employment section means recruitment here. Employment section means recruitment. Okay, employability, we are screening employability. And clinical diagnosis, obviously it is very very important to assessment of various psychological disorder, personality related issues. That also neurological diagnosis is also needed. Neurological diagnosis, development disabilities. But they are asking question which are very very see, it is very important, most appropriate. So here they are giving 2 options. We need to select which is more compared to other 2. So we need to delete here 2. That means reject 2. So very important, which we can say here, the based on that employment selection is very very important, and clinical diagnosis. Later neurological diagnosis, developmental disabilities also we do personality assessment, but that is quite compared to A and B, quite not that much important. Okay, here we are not saying that that is not important or that is not required. That is also required, but our main motto is to importance, giving the importance. Okay, so now we are moving into the next question. So here very important question is, what is not a health protective behavior? We have to find out first health protective behavior. What is the health protective behavior? So here see, get enough sleep is a health protective behavior. Okay, so get enough, these things is what? So you are getting enough sleep is good behavior. Destroy old or unused medicines, that is also protecting unnecessarily, you are not using. And avoid getting chilled unnecessarily, that is also protective behavior. But here, eat as you like, it is not a good sign of protective behavior, because if you are eat as you like, you should not control your eating over your eating. So that may lead to food poison or food related issues, obesity or size. So this is the question related to food obesity or food related behavior. So basically it is also related to motivation or physiological motivation, and social impact of the food, that interest. Sometimes we are addicted to food also, eating junk food. So it is very important here. So health psychology, it is related to very important questions. Nowadays the questions are asking from these sections. So here very easy questions are asked, and very beautiful and very meaningful questions are asking here. So what is the important here? The question number 58. So arrange the steps of scientific research. First, what we do? So first very important question here for when we are talking about the steps of research. So you need to be understand, first questions comes here, review of literature. Whenever whatever you do the research, first we have to do review of literature. So here first D section is first comes, and then general research question. You have to find a general research question what we are going to do. That is the one things you need to understand. And then comes to your what? Collect of data. So when after the general questions, based on your next steps is collecting data based on your hypothesis. Okay, so your hypothesis is not giving, based on that the next step is collection of data. And after collection of data, what to do? You have to analysis of the data, that means statistical analysis you need to conduct. Okay, is that clear? So now it is the right answer is for this is DABC. Okay, DABC is the right answer. Third one is the right answer. So we are moving into the next question. So now question are asking, dash is the useful index of central tendency, which is the middlemost score when all the scores have been ranked. So here, when you know that one of the most middle, when mean is not suitable, when the score middlemost score when all the scores have been ranked. Sometimes if you using the mean is just give the average picture. Okay, so mode is also next, only the frequency, the repeated frequency which is most usual frequency is used. So range is also not less and higher and lesser. Range is used for most highest number and minus most lowest number. So that is the one thing you need to understand here. So you can easily find out that median is the right one. When most of the ranking score is coming, we need to find out the median, the middle point, focus point. Median is the right central tendency. So that is one thing you need to be keep in mind. So next we are moving into the question. Now I am going to discuss 10 questions each day, or maybe 15 to 20 questions. So you please reply to my video, and how to have to go. If you have any idea it is beneficial for you, please comment on your section. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. So another question is here, the index is the useful tool for dash index is the useful tool for identifying the proportion of respondents giving correct response to an item. So useful tool for identifying the proportion of the respondent giving correct response. So how many respondent giving the correct responses here? So item discrimination, because when we are talking about the which are based on that, we will give the item difficulties actually. Okay, so here item discrimination means based on the respondent, how they are giving proportion, the how much he give the response properly. When we giving the test construction, we need to understand first discrimination of our items. discrimination ability of our items. Here item reliability is not matchable here. Whether items reliable or not, it depend on later. And item validity is also not matching here, because they are asking the question based on tool. It is a tool. Which is the tool? Item discrimination is the tool. Okay, so it also looks proportion. Okay, so proportion of respondent giving, whether how much proportion means how much respondent giving the answer. Suppose you are making 100 question, so how much is making the correct. So you need to be understand here the proportion. Okay, so based on the proportion, wherever proportion comes, you need to be use the discrimination. So these star options also very important. 4 options are very very important. Understand these explanations, what is the meaning of that. So these are the 25 questions. 10 questions I have made so far. So this is what I wanted to make you. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe my channel, and also I keep making videos all 100 questions of 2025 for your benefit. Thank you so much.